Welcome back to Restored by Allie. In this video, we are going to redo this wooden table that my dad found in an auction for $6. This table is actually going to go to my brother who picked out the paint already, and they have a specific stain they want me to use. So in this video, you'll see me use an enamel paint, which is kind of like a cream color, and then in a dark walnut stain for the top. We're also doing some chairs that you'll see in this video that my brother had that were a complete mess. The paint was like sticky and stringy and coming off, and so we're gonna do a lot to those chairs as well. So to start this process, we're starting with stripping all of the old stain off of the table, the leaves, and the old paint on the chairs. Here you see the 2-minute stripper on the leaves. I don't recommend using the 2-minute stripper. I like citrus strip a lot better. And then after we get everything stripped, we're gonna start sanding everything down to get it ready for the stain. The orange stuff that you see on the chairs in this video is citrus strip. It works really well on all paint and stain. The paint that was already on the chairs was really sticky and gross, so this was a really messy process. Here, Evo is starting to sand down the leaves, and then we're going to stain them with a gel stain that is the color dark walnut. We started using the gel stain with a rag and wiping it on the surface, but that's not how I recommend using it. I recommend using a foam brush and putting plenty of stain all over the surface, waiting a little bit, and then wiping it off with a rag. It looks a lot better that way. We had to put a few layers on this way since we did it with the rag first, and it took a while to get to the style or color that we wanted. After stripping and sanding the chairs, we found out that they're made out of pine wood, which is a really soft wood, and we had to be very careful with how we sanded it. Now I'm adding a top coat to the table, and it is a satin finish top coat, water-based from Minwax. Now Evo and I are scuff sanding the pedestal of the table, the skirt of the table, and the chairs so that we can start painting. Here I'm adding the paint to the skirt of the table. It took about 2 to 3 layers of paint to complete it. When I do chairs, I recommend painting the bottoms first if you're going to paint the bottom, and then staining and putting a top coat on the seat of the chair, because that way when you paint the top or the back of the chair and you get a little tiny bit of paint on the seat, it's a lot easier to wipe it off the top coat than it is to wipe it off the raw wood or just stained wood. The bottom halves of the chairs took about 3 layers of paint to make sure everything got covered and wasn't transparent at all. And then we did one last little touch up to any areas that we still could see, like a transparent through the paint or any nicks or anything that happened during the process of this whole thing. So here's what the finished table looks like. We painted the pedestal, the skirt, and then stained the top of it. And as you can see the line down the middle, this table opens up and you can add leaves in the middle that we stained earlier. Now it's time to finally add the stain to the seats of the chair. We're using the same exact stain as we did on the table. It's the gel stain that is dark walnut color. In these videos of me staining the chairs, you can see that I'm doing the process of adding a ton of stain to the top of the surface and then wiping it away with a rag. That's how I would recommend using this gel stain. Before, when we did the table, it seemed that we used the rags first, like we dipped the rags into the gel stain and wiped it on. It didn't seem to go on as evenly that way, so I highly recommend doing it this way. Here I'm adding the top coat, which is a satin finish, min wax, water-based top coat. Now it's finally time to add the paint to the top parts of the chairs. Again, this took about 3 layers of paint and then another layer of kind of like touch-up paint. It's a tedious process and you're gonna take quite a while to finish this because of all the spindles, but well worth it in the end. The end product looks really nice. Okay, so we have Evo finishing up one of the chairs, Bucko down here chilling. We're almost done with the whole table set. And once we finish and everything dries, I will show you guys the final product and hopefully we'll get a photo from my brother once it's in his house. You want me to touch up the bottom?
You can work.
Evo, I have a quick question for you. How come?
Someone take holidays to come to America, work more than work on Portugal to get paid?
No, that's not my question. How come you're so cute? What's your answer? Bucko, come here. Can you answer the question, Bucko? Sit. Bucko, how come you're so cute? Here is the completed project. 4 chairs and a table, ready to go to my brother's house. And hopefully I will get a picture that will be right after this video of it all set up in their house.